Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the weekly reading. I am doing just a general collective weekly reading for the week because rather than having to record 12 videos ahead of time while I'm on vacation, one is more justified at this time. So, runes for modern life. We're going to start with this deck first. We'll get a rune, sort of an overall energy. I am going to read from the book because I don't necessarily 100% know the runes. Awaz is coming up. I haven't used this deck in a long time. I also haven't looked at runes in a long time. Let me see here. I'll find this one. Let me pause while I look. Sorry, it's Ewaz. Awaz is the other one. Ewaz. See, I haven't touched this deck in a very long time. Its meaning is the yew tree. This rune card is associated with endings. But with any ending, there's always a new beginning. Something in your life is fading away, but it is being replaced by something stronger and more relevant. The card is linked to the symbolism of a yew tree known for its strength, endurance, incredible longevity, and ability to regenerate from within its own trunk. If you draw this card, you need to allow aspects of your life and yourself, your assumptions, to fade away naturally. Be patient, just let them go, and allow new life to take root. While ending and death is a dominant theme here, this card is also about endurance and dependability. I can't say that word, apparently. And the excitement and possibilities of rebirth. You are transforming from the inside out, and you should not fight this process or try to breathe life into what is dying within you. You're entering a phase of renewed strength, vitality, and personal power. So, strong new beginning coming hand in hand with an ending. Well, we'll see what the rest of the cards have to say. I'm trying to find a spot where I could keep that open, but that's probably not going to happen. So as an overall energy, we're finding kind of a period of transition, right? Having to be patient with ourselves, having to allow the old ways to kind of crumble, and realizing that our future holds something much more mature, something much more reliable, something much more stable. That's what it seems like is happening here with this card. All right, what else for the week? The Founder. Foundations and community. Okay, well, that makes sense, right? If we're going through a rebirth, then we have to look at our foundations. And we have to look at who we might consider in our community, who we might consider our tribe, who we might consider to be our soul family is what I'm getting out of that. Bottom of the deck, the Queen, determination and sacrifice, very Ace of Swordsy, right? Staying determined, staying focused, sacrifice. That's interesting. If we have the overall energy of endings and rebirth, and then we have the Queen coming up as a potential for us to go through sacrificing what needs to go, then that makes sense. And again, restructuring those foundations. So you have to look at the foundations in your life. What are your routines, right? What are your schedules? How are the foundations in your relationships? How are the foundations with the relationship with self? Like she's looking in the mirror, right? I know that deck's not supposed to be an intuitive deck, but I can't help it. It kind of looks like that, right? Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. So again, we're getting that. So the message is pretty clear. We're going to see what the tarot has to say so we can get kind of more information on what the ending might look like. So in an energetic shift, if we're going through an energetic shift, then essentially you're dealing with a different level of consciousness, right? And that could, it sounds so fancy, but really at the end of the day, that could be something as normal everyday living of like, oh, I don't want to eat this way anymore, or, oh, I need to switch jobs because I'm not happy where I am, or, oh, I need to be able to communicate differently in my relationship with my children or my lover or whatever. it's not, it doesn't, I know that we talk about energetic shifts and different levels of consciousness and shifting all of that. And we sometimes jump to, okay, in a spiritual way. And that's great because we are on our spiritual journey. But sometimes it's on an emotional level or a mental level or a physical level, right? Bottom of the deck, sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. So the sacral chakra is getting activated. And maybe that's what's causing that energetic shift. And again, it makes sense. If we're not attracted to certain things, then this week we're putting an end to it. If the sacral is no longer feeling creative and feeling sensual, that's where our sexual powers sit, right? That's where we want to give birth. That's where we want to create. So if it's not feeling, again, attracted or intrigued or curious, then it's not going to want to. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Now remember, with those Anunnaki light code cards, coming up, you could be getting, this new information could be that you're getting literally like a phone call, an email, text, sure, but maybe you're getting it in dream state or in synchronicity or in some way you're getting a spiritual message, right? Of what it is to create that sacred inner space. What does that look like? What does it feel like? What does it lead to? Where does it lead to? It just seems like on a base level, the reading is saying, look, you no longer want this. It's not the foundation that you want to start from anymore. And, this mouse has the Ace of Swords in his hands too. So again, the truth, being honest with yourself, maybe changing your mind, it's okay to change your mind, having a different viewpoint, having a different idea, having a different outlook on something. I knew that Two of Swords was going to come up. I had a feeling because it does seem like these are a little difficult, huh? It does seem like a little bit of indecisiveness going on. Again, the Ace of Swords just keeps coming up, even though the Ace of Swords itself is not here yet. I say yet because it could come out in this deck, but lots of swords though. Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, Five of Swords, Justice, the Devil, Two of Pentacles, and Nine of Swords. I feel like you're tired of a certain path and it just feels like you have to fight for something that doesn't feel right anymore. It just feels like you're having to be, again, there's that sacrifice. I feel like you're having to be too flexible. You're having to compromise too much. You're having to sacrifice too much. It's more stress than it's worth. So letting it end is actually karmically aligned for you. Don't block what karma's trying to give you, right? Sometimes we complain and we moan and we bitch, and we don't realize that we're stopping our own karmic path because we're complaining, we're moaning, and we're bitching, and we're not doing anything about it. I feel like that this needs to end because I don't know. It's turning you into it's either you're not liking who you're seeing in the mirror, or you're dealing with people that you don't like. You're dealing with people that just don't vibrate on the same level, and then you don't vibrate on the level that you want to vibrate on, and that's why this energetic shift, the Anunnaki Light Codes card, is here because, or the Devil even. I mean, that would make sense why that card's here. It does feel like restriction. I feel like the Devil card is coming up because of restriction right now. Definitely could be toxic or negative because you've got Nine of Wands, Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, but it feels like restricted. It feels like a lot of these cards give off the energy of just feeling overwhelmed. I dropped a card and I lost it. Hold on. All right, as I was talking, I did find it. I did pick it up, and it was the Nine of Cups in reverse. I'm not going to take that because I wasn't trying to clarify anything yet. But yeah, there it is. That's what I'm saying. Feeling overwhelmed emotionally and just feeling like you're not getting what you want. Maybe you're losing again, sacred chakra, right? Maybe you're losing interest. You're no longer satisfied. You're no longer happy. You're no longer content. You're no longer fulfilled. That's Nine of Cups in reverse. Actually, Nine of Cups in reverse, especially about all this is like acting out of character emotionally, acting childish or acting immature, acting like what's Violet from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? I want a Oompa Loompa now, Daddy. That's that Nine of Cups in reverse. Just feeling like a spoiled brat, not getting what they want. So again, we're getting the message of don't put yourself in that position where you might turn into somebody you don't want to turn into, simply because you know that the foundation of something is crumbling and you need to sacrifice it. You need to say goodbye to it. It's stressing you out. It's worrying you. It's just not good, dude. Bro. Can you tell I have teenagers? Both boys. It's just not vibing. Okay? It's not vibing. And yet you're being put in a position where, especially with the sacral chakra, right? Just be careful of not overindulging in things just to process this. And be careful of not being gentle with yourself or tender with yourself or soft with yourself. You know, bring in that Venusian energy of just being softer with yourself because you are sensitive at this time. You're very, very sensitive this week. Two of Swords. So block, right? Exactly. Block what needs to be blocked. All right. And, if you have to be like, look, I'm sorry. I know I made this plan for Friday night, but I can't. I have to stay home. I need some space. I need some alone time. And if you want to give an answer on that, fine, sure. But Two of Swords for me is like, just cut it. Just cut it out of your life immediately as fast as you can. Simply because it's just not, it doesn't feel right intuitively. Sometimes that Two of Swords comes up for me like that. And it's definitely coming up in that energy right now. So, yeah, not exactly stop. Nine of Pentacles. Stop the movement. Don't continue forward. It's not practical anymore. It's not sensible anymore. It's not a good plan to take things slow this week. Don't rush into anything. Think realistically. If you're tired, if you're drained, if you're exhausted, if you want to give up, if you just feel like it's a week of I can't motivate myself, I can't. Listen, everybody's going through it, by the way. This is making sense with the astrology. And I know this is not a horoscope, but it just keep that in mind. All right, it's kind of a tough week. It's going to be a tough till I'm not gonna lie to you, it's going to be tough till the end of July. But anyway, Page of Swords on top of the Nine of Wands. Clear it. 1, try to clear those thoughts, right? But 2, clear the necessity for having to keep going. Why do we do that to ourselves as a society, right? Where we just feel like we have to do something. We have to be here. We have to say this. We have to act like that. Yada, yada, yada. We put all of these expectations on ourselves, and then we end up being burnt out, tired, and by the time we get home from work or whatever, or being out somewhere, we don't have the energy to even enjoy ourselves. That's essentially what this is looking like. Like, this is a spread about the real world and the real life problems, and you having to deal with that and having to be soft with yourself, patient. Remember, we're going back to the Ehwaz card. Whatever this ending is might have come in with the winds of change, and it might be a little bit difficult. It might stir up some feelings of guilt or shame, honestly. But you didn't. If you're put into a position that's difficult to deal with, just try not to blame yourself and try not to think that you intentionally did this to yourself or you intentionally put yourself in it. You didn't, okay? It's not all your fault. I don't know why. I feel like I have to say this to either one person or maybe just everybody. Again, astrologically, it makes sense. Everyone's just, especially with Chiron at the end degrees of Aries here. Yeah. It's not. I just heard my guide say it's temporary pain. It's temporary pain. You don't see it. The Four Cups there, Two of Pentacles. It's going to be hard for you to see the bigger picture or just get an overall sense of, okay, rejection is protection, because that's essentially also what's going on here. Just try to remember that. Let's see what this Devil card is about. Again, restriction. You need to free yourself and make peace. You need to free yourself and make peace and start putting effort into making peace and choosing peace. Rest and recovery this week is very, very important, okay? You're going to get like caught up in this rhythm, and you're going to lose track of time this week, or you're going to just lose track of the fact that you didn't spend any time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, to yourself, to make some time for yourself, to have some rest and recovery. But also, again, effort into making peace, choosing peace, not restriction. Oh my goodness, there's so many people. That could be it, right? It's like there's another court card. It could just be that. Just dealing with a lot of people this week. A lot of different voices, a lot of different opinions, a lot of different needs from you, You have to make this sacrifice, you have to make that sacrifice, you have to make this plan, you have to make that plan, you have this appointment, that appointment, you have this due date, that due date, you have this timeline, that timeline. It's like a whirlwind of just, where's your sacred inner space? Where is it? Sacred space in general. This is like, also, I will say these 3 cards is crazy. Clarifying the Justice card. It's literally like stop living in an illusion somewhere. Ignoring an illusion. Get real. I'm sorry. I know this is a kind of a tough reading, but a lot of the cards together, it's just the foundation. The foundations. It's not. You're making an assumption. Actually, didn't it say that in the book? Yeah, if you draw this card, you need to allow the aspects of your life and yourself or your assumptions to fade away naturally. Don't assume that something is gonna pan out. Don't just assume it. That goes hand in hand with any manifestation, right? You can't just, you have to believe it to see it. Or, excuse me, you don't have to believe. See, I just said that. You don't have to believe it to see it. Like, you should be in the vibration of it's already here and it's manifested. Sure. But also, you're holding your phone right now, or you're watching this on a laptop, or you're watching this on a TV. There's real world stuff that goes into all of this. That's the beauty of alchemy. So not forgetting to be realistic at the same time. And if something is just not right, and it's not right for your path or your journey, or it's just not the right time karmically or whatever, that's what Justice is saying, then let's be realistic, practical. Like I already said with the Knight of Pentacles, still same vibe here, but just a level up, which I don't normally see it that way, because I know that the King and Knight of Pentacles are 2 different people. But this is what it feels like. Get real. 7 of Swords with the Knight of Cups. That's like willingly going into La La Land and not, I don't know, just not, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Spirit Guides. Don't ignore the red flags, man. Don't do it. Don't ignore the red flags. All right, okay. All right. If you have a yes or no question, I'm going to pull out some cards. All right, here's the first one. No. Falling star. The wish slips away. A better one rises soon. That's the thing. A better one. You don't settle. Don't settle. Another no. Dimming the light. Your energy is drained. Pause and restore. That makes sense with what we just said, right? One more, please. I bet you this one's going to be a yes. Oh, okay, good. Not now. The timing is off. Rest and realign. That's 3 cards about resting. 3 cards about resting. All no's. Not now. See what I mean? Not now. It's just not the right time. It's not the right time. I feel like there's something better for you, and I think that you're starting to see it. I think that you're starting to realize it, and that's why the ending needs to happen. It is literally draining your energy. It's making you lose sleep. You're exhausted. You don't have a lot of life force, to give to this anymore. It is a week of restoration. It is a week of recovery. Like I said, just pause, rest, take the time. Realign, refocus, change tracks, regroup. All right? I hope that this helped. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.